Hey everyone. Oh, yes, there's music playing in here. I'm supposed to get me some music on. Come on. So, hi everyone. Welcome to another edition of Dancers Let's Talk. Today we'll be going to be talking to a new friend of mine. Her name is Faye. I'm super excited. Super excited. I've been following her on where's that now? YouTube forever. Not forever, for a few months. And I must say she has absolutely great content for everyone. Hi, Joy. How are you? Thank you for joining in. Thank you for everyone who is I am Emax. Yes, I think that's your name. Thank you so much for joining. Like I said, today I'm going to be talking to a new friend of mine. Her name is Faye, and she has this awesome group. Can you do a freestyle for us today? Okay. Let's see how this goes after this. I would really like to freestyle. It's been a while I danced, and I have a few things. I did a dance some weeks, like last week. I'm waiting to upload that video. I'm just waiting for... Hi, Faye. She's here already. Hi, Pearl. Hi, it's good to see you. I want to bring Faye up now. But like I said, I met Faye on YouTube a few months ago. I was looking for something for Zoom, for my Zoom online dance party on Children's Day, and Faye content just jumped right at me, and I've just been hooked ever since. I'm always going there every week to see what she's uploaded. So I'm bringing Faye in now. I really wanted to play some music just before. I don't know what's going on. The music just failed me today. Failed me at this Faye.
Hello. Yay, can you hear me okay? I'm doing great. And it sounds like a call.
Can you hear me very well?
Yes, I think so. I'm actually doing Instagram Live for the first time. Embarrassingly.
Oh, wow. Okay, I'm also a newbie here, so don't feel bad. I just started this about 4 or 5 weeks ago. So don't feel bad. We're both newbies and we'll get through it. Okay?
Absolutely. Sounds good.
Sounds good. Woo. It's so good. I was trying to get some music to play just before you came on, but the music was failing me. So probably play music at the end and groove a little bit. So whoever is online can see me dance I haven't danced in a while, but I mean, I'm a dancer. Can you imagine? Okay, so good to hear from you. So let's get right to it, because I'm sure there's loads of stuff to talk about. So let's get right to it. So introduce yourself to all the people who are going to be watching this later and watching right now.
Yeah. Hey guys, this is Faye Wu, and I'm based in Boston, Massachusetts, which is in the United States. And I'm originally from Beijing, China. About 20 years ago. So I've spent more than half of my life in the States at this point. And what I do and what I stumbled upon 3 months ago is that I wanted to leverage everything I learned as a project manager, as a digital marketer, to help the dance and fitness community. And the reason for that is I had never been a dancer my life. I always feared dancing because it was never really part of my life, my family really, but I fell in love with it 2 years ago. And since the pandemic, I made it a priority to help my instructors, only a few of those people who have been like so important, such an instrumental part of my life, to help them bring their lessons online. Then I just accidentally uploaded a video, and that's how I found you, Lovette. And that's kind of my
Yes.
newfound love, which is YouTube videos, tutorials. But besides that, I am a freelance digital marketer. That's what I do for
We're going to talk about that soon.
Yeah,
yes.
Definitely talk about that. We'll unveil little by little. I've commented, not here, but in your promo video, Lovette.
Okay.
faceworld.com/livestream for anybody who want to learn more about what I do, and the courses and the video tutorials that Lovette is doing. Yeah.
I know. I mean, I went through your YouTube channel. I'm like, where has this girl been? Oh my gosh! And you have so much stuff, so much. I mean, more in the last few months.
Yeah.
Especially during the pandemic. but I was able to find tons of content. And I was thinking to myself, when I started Dancers Let's Talk, I said, I have to get this lady on. I mean, because in this part of the world, in Nigeria, we're not very digital inclined yet. I mean, we're crawling in there, but we're not very digital inclined in yet. And a lot of dancers here are, I won't use the word suffering, but I mean, there's been a lot of setback for us because, I mean, a lot of the people in our space, in our community, in our world, around us are not really inclined to having online classes and stuff like that. So I said, okay, she does digital marketing. She does live stream content. She's giving all these ideas, all these advices. So we need to bring you on so that you can help our community here and see how we can be able to scale. And, you know, the world is not a global village. I mean, everybody says the world is a global village. Everybody's plugging in online. So our market can't just be the people around us. So the people around us have to jump into our new market, our new stream. So I'm so excited. I see there's somebody here who is joining us. He's a singer. He's one of my people, Jason, and he's a singer. And I'm sure he's on here to also check how can I do live stream content and all. So let's go to the next question. I'm super excited. Thank you so much again, Faye. I mean, I know that it's 10 a.m. It's Sunday. You should be in bed resting, but you're here. But you're here trying to give us great advice. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's go. What is live stream content? Tell us what live stream content is and how, I mean, is live stream really live stream? Is it live? So talk to us.
Sure. I'm so glad you brought that question up. And by the way, thank you for saying like global village. I literally told my mom about that, about you and this conversation like 5 minutes ago. So
wow.
So live stream content basically is a way of you sharing your whereabouts. Really can be anything. So when you say you go live as a dance instructor, as a singer, as a fitness instructor, yeah, you're broadcasting perhaps through a phone. We all have smartphones worldwide.
Yeah.
Right? So you're going live. Now, how live is it? Well, depending on your internet service, you could be anywhere between a few seconds delayed, and that delay may be different for different people. However, the question is so interesting because now there's also something called scheduled live. I have done a bunch of videos with this app called Restream. So restream.io is the website, and they offer a service that's so fascinating to me, which is they allow you to use an existing video that you pre-recorded, and then you can schedule that to go live at a chosen future time. Now, it is unbelievable. Now, I would say that what's the difference? Should you go one route or the other? It really depending on your profession, because I personally do not think it's inauthentic to use a scheduled live. The reason is for musicians out there in the world right now, there are a lot of limitations in terms of how you can produce your music, how you can rehearse with other people, given limitations with Zoom, for example, and with Instagram. Because if Lovette was, if you were trying to go live with music in the background, people will have trouble hearing me because, right, that's the challenges that we're all facing today. So if you want to produce and pre-record something for your band, with your friends, then that's absolutely okay. So those are the two different kinds of live stream, but generally speaking, yes, live stream is live.
Wow. Okay. Just give me a sec. Let me, I need to pin what we're live stream. I need to pin what we're talking about on the page, live stream content for business. Okay. Okay. With Faye. Yeah. Yay. I'm super excited. Okay, I'm trying to pin this so people who are watching can see what we're talking about. Awesome. Okay, I just learned this trick about 3 weeks ago, so I can teach you how to pin that. Okay. Okay, I see that you're okay. Great. All right, so let's go to the next thing. So live stream can be live and doesn't have to be live depending on how you schedule with the new app and all that. Okay, so what are the options for live stream content? What are, I mean, if I needed to pick, if there was a hat and there are live stream content advices or plugins there, what are the plugins would I see in that basket or in that hat? Talk to us.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay, I'll answer the first part of the question, which is what are some of the types of content you can go live with? And I think especially when it comes to your community, my community, the dance live streamers, instructors, or if you're in music, because so funny, half of my clients currently are in music. So
Wow,
orchestra,
okay.
classical music,
Classical
not as much,
music.
right, classical. Orchestras are really, theaters and orchestras are really struggling right now. That's why. And my advice for individuals, individual dance and fitness instructors, is you can get really creative with what you can go live with. And what's readily at hand, available and obvious, is when you go live teaching. However, that really doesn't have to be the only time that you go live. I want to throw some other ideas and maybe you can jot down like the ones that are relevant to you, such as, you can go live with a conversation you're having with your students before and after class, because during the pandemic, people are really looking for stories, for connections. And so that's one way. And, you could also go live about your personal life a bit. And I will explain a bit about how you can kind of bring these stories together. Your personal life could be what you're thinking about in the morning. You're so excited to meet your students. And sometimes going live before you teach is great because people are so busy, right? They forget, they forget that when you're going to go live, you can do that half an hour before. And also your personal life, right? Like this is a new, like a Thai flower drink that's blue. I mean, I found this like somewhere on Instagram and, my mom was really into it, and you could talk about that. Things, in the health and wellness. Exactly. There's so much that you can talk about. So don't box yourself into, oh, I'm a professional, I need to be dancing only. Nobody want to hear whatever else I have to say. It's not true.
Right. Wow. Okay.
More about you.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. So when we look at options, what options do we have? Like, okay, I know people say, oh, podcasting, like Facebook Live or YouTube Live. So what options are there out there that we can explore, and grow our community and our business?
For sure. So part one, so what are the channels that are available? The good news is Livestream has been around way before the pandemic, right? I think Facebook was leading the charge in a long time. It's still very popular. And, Instagram is now part of Facebook, basically. So clearly Instagram Live, which is what we're doing, and just start experimenting with your friends, right? You don't have to announce it to the world, make it into a thing, into a production. Facebook, you can easily go live directly from your computer or with a smartphone. But obviously these days you have YouTube Live, you have TikTok Live. I think there's a Snapchat Live, which I'm just too old for. I'm not on all the platforms. And if you want to branch out to, other applications and platforms, there's so many more all over the world, in China, in Asia in particular. Live streaming has been a thing for them for a long, long time. Exactly. So now what I want to just mention briefly, if that's of your interest, Lovette, just let me know, which is the popularity these days, what's called multi-stream or simulcast.
Yes.
Right.
Multi-streaming, yes.
Live streaming, exactly. So it means exactly live streaming, except that you're going live in multiple places. So therefore, multi-stream. So what that means is you have the option to go live simultaneously on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, on Twitter/Periscope. And there are different competitive applications in the world right now. Again, if you go to my website, which I will provide a link at some point.
Yes, please.
Yeah, but faceworld.com/livestream. I now have produced a lot of videos on how to use Restream, how to use Caster, how to use Loola. Loola, Loola, is a really interesting option because that's one of the very few ones that actually allow you to go live on Instagram, whereas some other applications won't allow you to go live on Instagram as it's designed natively. So Lovette, for you, you definitely want to explore Loola at some point. That would be very beneficial for you. Yeah.
Wow. Awesome. I mean, I've never heard of it before, so I'm sure people are just like, oh, we can do more than one at a time. And that's amazing. I know some people do Zoom with Facebook. I've been seeing that recently. I don't know how they do link that, but there's the way that you see it on Zoom, but it's live on Facebook at the same time. So
Yeah,
yeah, so it's
you can do
so
that.
this is great.
Yeah,
So
so either
how can Sorry. So how can creatives, how can dancers, I mean, leverage dancers, creatives? I mean, there's a singer here as well. So let me just use the word creative now. How can creatives leverage using this for income? I know
yeah.
there is going on Zoom Live with your students, but I mean, how else can we monetize? How else can we monetize?
Yeah, so thanks for asking the question because money is not a dirty word, right? I just want to say that first and foremost, I have always been supportive since day one of the pandemic, and I know day one is different for different countries.
Different
Roughly,
trends.
right? Roughly here in the U.S., it was around mid-March when it became
Same
really
here.
serious
About
when the
23rd
gyms
week.
shut down. And, you know, for me, there are a lot of, I really admire a lot of fitness instructors, perhaps some of you who are watching this right now to say, I want to do this for free. I know people are struggling. I really admire that. But at some point, it is a business. It's a business that you used to have at a gym, which you have lost your income for. And
Yeah.
then, you know, people are coming to you and now you have to purchase additional devices. I'm sure many of you know what I'm talking about.
And extra data, and extra this, and extra that. In Nigeria, it costs almost $60 a month
Exactly,
to
different parts of the world. It's
expensive.
significant, right? Some people, I know people, instructors upgraded their phone, their laptop. They gotta purchase microphones, you know, additional data gigabytes for your internet so it can actually post
Mm-hmm.
content. So I just want to mention that. So charging is correct. Now, if you want to use Livestream to make money, number one, you have to think about your quote unquote business model. It doesn't have to be complex. Everybody has a business model. So if I were to clarify that, right, think about that right now. If you are not charging, consider charging. And when you are able to do that, you have to think about your own unique offering and voice without sounding super craft or, you know, super digital marketing. And, you know, but think about why you stand out in the space and then start charging, right? Price is the easiest thing to modify. Start charging. But I also see instructors who also have packages, such as, hey, 2 free class pass, or, you know, this is a 10-pack. Some of you, if you haven't thought about selling your pre-recorded videos, maybe that's something you can consider instead of just live lessons. Now, once you have figured out that side of things, you can now gear and use your live stream for that purpose. Because I don't want to call them mistakes because we all need to make mistakes before we can begin to make money, understand how it goes, right? So when you go live stream, whether you're sipping a cup of tea, talking about wellness, and
Yes.
you know, or you're teaching live, make sure you have an easy way, which means you want to include a hyperlink, a way for people to connect with you and learn more about whatever it is that you're talking about. If you are teaching a class, give people an opportunity to sign up for that class now or next time, right? If you are selling a pre-recorded package, we'll make that information available. So that I will pause because there's a lot to dissect and speak to.
Wow, there is. Yes, yes, yes. So I see. Because marketing your products, like you say, is something that is a big deal. So your business model has to be, I mean, even if it's simple, but it needs to be able to give room for people to pay for something, even if you're trying to give as much as you want to for free, because everybody's struggling at the moment. But
Right.
we need to start charging. We need to start charging. Very,
Yeah.
very, very good. Very good. Very good. Okay. So what are the marketing strategies you think we can apply? Because you're a digital marketer. So
Yeah.
what are the marketing strategies we can apply to push our content? So this may be pre-recorded, like you said, maybe our classes that are pre-recorded, or live classes that would have given, and then we can also still sell that, etc.
Mhm.
So what are the options? I mean, give us the
Yeah.
opportunity. Give
Yeah,
us the ideas.
absolutely. You know, there are a couple of questions that come up all the time for me, which is people always say, where should I go live? Right. And I think with the benefit of Restream, Caster, now you can go live simultaneously on different channels, which are great, which I highly recommend that you tune in. And they even have features where it aggregates all the comments as you're going live, right? So these things are to consider. So from a marketing strategy perspective, it is not always more the better, but if there are systems and software that can support you for what you do, then there is more power to you. The second consideration is you do want to be considerate and thoughtful about where you're going live and how you're engaging that conversation. What I mean by that, right, is, for example, if Lovette, I don't know too much about you just yet, but you are using this platform, Instagram, for interviews, for giving other entrepreneurs and creatives ideas on marketing strategies. You know, keep going live here. But if you're only, say, using your personal Facebook profile for hanging out with families and friends and such, you can still go live there. A lot of people make the mistakes. It's like, my family and friends don't want to know what I do professionally. That's not true, because they can help you. But my point is, don't get upset or discouraged if they don't engage with you the same way as your entrepreneur friends on your Instagram would engage with this content, right? So it's your choice to where to go live, but you want to leverage that content. And also, I want to say, if you don't take away anything else from this conversation, the one thing I learned over 12 years of working in digital marketing is that teaching will always win, right? Always teach. And what Lovette is doing here is clearly teaching. And she's teaching from her own experience, from her own home, but she's bringing on other experts, other point of views to give people that perspective. So teaching is huge, right? So whatever, you know, I have a t-shirt. I wish I was wearing it today, but you won't be able to see me because it's cropped so close. It says, teach everything you know. Teach everything you know. If you are watching this and thinking, oh, I got nothing to offer, whether I'm 50 or I'm 20, I have nothing to teach, well, then you're wrong. Because as soon as as soon as we schedule this, I realized if people watching this are not from the US, maybe many of you are not, then think about
many of them. I mean, I have a lot of Nigerians right in here now. So a couple of people that I know that are in my community as well, and followers are on live. So we have more Nigerians up.
Yeah, exactly. So people from all over the world, there's an opportunity for you. When it comes to marketing, it comes from you. The most unique aspect of your marketing is not your dance. It's not the name of the songs, these pop songs you're using. It's you. You are what makes it special and unique.
Sure.
So even if you're eating the same food, maybe that's, you know, home food to you, it's very fascinating to me. You know, I know that it's hard to find Nigerian food here in Boston, but I know exactly which spots have them, which is in a town called Jamaica Plain. And I've been there many times with my friends. I love eating food with my hands. I love being part of that culture.
Nice.
Right.
Good.
A lot of people like that, right? You are not just another face. You're not just another instructor. So, you know, really bring your culture in. And perhaps your neighbors would be like, oh, Lovette, you're silly. That's what I eat at home. No, it's a very different impact and perspective for me. And the more I get to know you as a creator, as a person, the more inclined I am to be part of your tribe.
Okay, great. So market as much as possible, do as much as possible, talk to everyone. Doesn't matter if they're family, if they're friends, doesn't matter who they are, as long as you give them value and you're sharing some sort of stories with them. And I like the part that you said we should share our stories, even our personal stories. We should come on live and talk about this, because this also helps create some sort of synergy with our classes. People get to know you a bit more than just the face out there, because that's what makes you special. Awesome. All right. Okay. So I have here a question that says, what are the pertinent information creatives need before they start going live? What are the pertinent things? Like you said, people started getting new gear, microphones, this, that, things that. Are you there, Faye? The network. Okay, good.
You can hear me? Good. I think
yes, I can hear you.
A little slow, but
okay.
Great.
Okay. All right.
So that's a great question. So that's a great question. I would say it's really important. Step one, we're still talking about phase one right now, which is not to overthink. Don't overthink about the way you look, what you wear when you first go live. And I do want to have an opportunity to talk a little bit about phase two, right? Don't worry too much about what other people say, whether they will upvote, how many people are watching live simultaneously. I'm looking at 6 people right now. Don't worry about that, right? And what you want to do is step one, do a test. Do a test with a friend. Do a test with, you know, someone you trust. Is, you know, before if you, that makes you feel more comfortable. Okay, everybody is going to not be good at this before they become good at it. Doesn't matter when it is. So my recommendation: go live every day. If you're on, right, go live every day. Use Instagram story. We're all on Instagram right now. Use Instagram story because it disappears after 24 hours. So who cares? Practicing something, sharing a piece of your life every single day. Could be about a book that you read, could be about something, right? Because I say that dancers and fitness instructors could be a little bit more self-conscious if it has to be about dance.
Very self-conscious, yes. Yeah, we're very self-conscious. So
Yeah,
first thing is to
exactly.
go live.
So
Go live with a friend, go live with somebody you
you,
trust, get comfortable. Okay,
right,
awesome.
exactly. Now, when it comes to camera, you know, camera and microphone equipments, don't worry too much about that. You can always invest more money into it, right? And when it comes to going live on Instagram the way we do it, this is not the ultra professional, your local quality anyway.
Freezing.
But later on, when you invest in technology, camera, and all that, I have all that here in my studio. But I gotta say, you know, they won't add too much value if you haven't practiced the phase one, right? I would also say the least you can do as you kind of become more familiar with it, here's something you can do. When you go live for a longer period of time, like the way that we are, you want to give people an idea of what you're actually doing. So what Lovette just did is she pinned one of the comments, like, here's what I'm talking to, and here's the purpose and goal of our conversation. That is to respect your audience, so that if, remember, there are a lot of people kind of came and went as we're having this conversation. So you want to give people an idea of what you're talking about. And Lovette is an example. Now,
Yes,
days
you're
before we
online.
went live, right? You create this little promo video that doesn't have to be complicated or cost a lot of money to create. You want to give people that heads up to say, oh, this is, you know, this is something that I'm going to share. This is who Faye is. Like, nobody knows who Faye is, and this is what we're going to talk about.
I know you.
And you're yeah, and you're consistent on top of everything else. That if you're consistent about going live, say every Tuesday, every Saturday, I'm talking to other creative entrepreneurs about this, then your audience is going to come back. You know, Joe Schmo, Jane Doe, whoever in the world is like, let me tune in right now. So those are some of the things that you can begin to think about, but don't over engineer it. Don't overthink it. We take ourselves very seriously, but other people don't see our mistakes as big as we see them to be. Yeah.
All right. So first, I get it. So the gears are not so important as long as you you do you, and then you get used to it and get comfortable, and slowly, like I said, I started this about 4 weeks ago. I'm a very shy person. As much as people see me on stage, everybody thinks that I love to dance. Yes, which I do. People say, oh my gosh, when she's on stage, she's this, she's that, so she's so much energy. But I am seriously shy. So I'm very shy. But I decided to do this because I was thinking that, okay, even when the pandemics phases out, people are going to try to get back to their lives, and it will not be the same normal. There has to be a new normal. So this new normal for me was like, okay, what other alternatives can creatives also get, and what else can they combine with their dance to scale up, you know. And guys, if you have any questions, please put in the chat box for Faye. Like I said, she's a digital marketer, she's a content creator, she does a lot of talk on live stream. So if you go to her YouTube page, loads and loads of information for anybody who is going live stream, for singers, for dancers, for fitness instructors. I mean, there's everything there. I went there and I literally was able to scale through every Zoom class. I've been having Zoom classes every week since the month of May. And I've used a lot of the content. I just go back there. I'm like, what did she say? Okay, the sound. How do you deal with delayed sound? How do you deal with this on Zoom? How do you do that? So I've done this every week, 3 times a week, actually. I've been on Zoom, and your content has really helped me scale through, and I'm really glad. Okay, So let me see what the question here. All right, let me go. Okay, so I wrote here, which I didn't send to you, but I thought about it and I said, okay, let me ask. Are live stream content also digital products? Can we categorize live stream content as digital products?
Absolutely. So, you know, digital content or live stream content in general is just content. I have seen so much instructors who are able to hit that record button. Let's say if you teach on Zoom, many of us do. And if you hit that record button, that's a lesson and that's a product. Even within that recording, I argue that there are multiple products, right? Each song is a product, right? Each song is a product. The whole class is a product. Half of that class is product. Why did I say this? Because you have to think about from your customer's perspective that they're busy moms and dads who can only dance to 1 or 2 songs before they go back to their kids, before they go back to their lives. So you really want to give people an opportunity to consume your content differently. So if you don't believe me, go check after this interview, check on YouTube. When you hit dance or fitness, you know, fitness videos, you will see there's so many of them. It says 2-minute abs, 7-minute abs, you know, 30-minute workout, first morning routine. So definitely don't box yourself in to consider that that's the only way. Oh, my 45-minute class, that's the only product. Also, when you sell individual videos and when you package them as products, some people may say, oh, on Lovette's playlist, I really only like the songs 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. Then they can create their own little videos. They can create their own little playlist. All right. So there's so many ways for you to productize in this manner.
Okay, yeah. Cool. Okay, so one of my very last questions, and which is copywriting. You know, I've been hearing a lot about copywriting and how copywriting is so integral to digital marketing. It's so integral if you're going to sell anything online products, online this, online that. So what is copywriting? Because I'm sure a lot of people are wondering, okay, copywriting, what is copywriting and how is this so important in selling our live stream content?
Yeah, exactly. So I spent 10 years in digital marketing consulting. So I've always worked with copywriters. Essentially, they're writers first, right? They're writer, they probably had English degree or degree in marketing and they love writing. The biggest difference, without giving you all sort of the Wikipedia approach, is copywriting is shorter, is more concise. Unfortunately, sometimes in today's day and age, copywriting is super hyped. I'm not a fan of really hyped and in a way inauthentic copywriting, right? So what I mean by that is we've all seen those articles that how to make 7 figures, you know, how to lose weight, how to lose 30 pounds in a month, in 10 days. These are more hyped copywriting. You know, it comes at a cost. You know, it's inauthentic. So when I hear the word copywriting, right, you want to take a look at the people that you look up to, respect. And why? Not because they made a lot of money. It's because they deliver upon their promises, right? That copy resonates with you, like hits you in your core. Like you have this visceral connection. So good writers, let's be specific about people who I think are good writers. I think Seth Godin, if people in Nigeria, no, Seth Godin, I think it's phenomenal copywriter. He's not a copywriter, sorry, phenomenal writer. And, you know, that's what you want to do. And I think if one takeaway from this part of the conversation is, you know, you have 2 types of writing. These are not the same. When it comes to encouraging people to join your class, your website. I love designing websites. I'm all about websites. And,
good. You're going to be my friend.
Yeah, exactly. I need one. Absolutely. You know, branding using Squarespace. You will see these examples. Like you don't want to go to somebody's website and it just blah, like just a vomit of words. You don't want that. You want to know in a sentence, in a few words, what this person is about. That's really copywriting, is to make a visceral connection in the shortest amount of time possible. And, you know, but then please practice writing, not just copywriting. Practice writing. I encourage everybody, if I can throw a challenge out there, for the next 7 days, on your personal Facebook profile page, or use Instagram as your daily journal. You know, write something to connect with your community. Maybe there's a new, you're a choreographer, you're learning learning a new dance routine. Talk about what you struggle with. Talk about what you like, what you learned. So, yay. It's exciting.
Yay! So that encourages you to write. When you write on your own and it's authentic, it's your journey and people can relate to it. So that's what makes it authentic. Thank you. Okay, so we have a couple of questions and I would like to read them. So just going to go down. Okay, Jason says, please can you expand more on multi-stream? And another one says, for instance, as a dancer, how then are you able to use a song, but use a song, but then selling your product without getting into trouble with licensing? That is one problem I have. Yes, I think that's a good question. Yes, since you don't have rights to the song. Though I know that there are some free songs on, I mean, even on YouTube, when I go and I type, they're just not fantastic. You know, when you go, you type free downloads, free songs. There are some, but they're not fantastic. So how do we do this? But I think we should first answer Jason, who is saying he wants a little bit more expansion on multi-stream. So please expand more on multi-stream. Maybe platforms or I'm trying to understand. I hope Jason is still online so he can.
So hey Jason. So to address your question, one of the things that you can probably check out is actually on my YouTube channel, which is Face World. So FEISWOR.
Faye, can you type that in? I think you should type that in.
Sure.
Face World. I think I'm typing it already because I know that I think that's it because I go there almost every day. I go there almost every day.
I love hearing about that. I also just typed in restream.io for multi-stream for people can, you can look at that website also right away. And I did include also information right below, not this video, but also
on my page.
Yeah.
But I will post this on my page as well and it will go to IGTV because of the length, so that you can still post more of those links in there for people so that they see. And then we're still going to do, we usually do something we call the highlights, where I take snippets of our conversations. So I still do that. So you can still put all the comments in this and in that, and then I will send you the video for this as well. Okay.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. So yeah, real quick on multi-stream, and then we'll move on to music licensing. It's a really big deal. I'm not ignoring that. So with multi-stream, you go live pretty much everywhere, the platforms you choose. And how many? I didn't even mention that, but there are dozens of platforms that you can go live simultaneously. Would you care about all of that? Probably not. Some of those are even like Chinese platforms, but who knows? Maybe you're going to build an audience.
You may have an audience in China. Yes.
Exactly.
They love your
China is the most untapped, market in terms of video content. And yeah, we should probably do a separate live session on that.
We're gonna talk after this.
We need to talk. I want to talk about music licensing real quick. It's a really big deal. And whenever I mention independent musicians, or Creative Commons, not even Creative Commons songs, just indie music, indie musicians, people, the dance instructors I work with, they're like, we really respect what they're doing. It's just gonna be too hard for us to adapt a new song. That's video free.
Someone was trying to call me, so I had to cut it off.
Okay.
I apologize. Yeah, so please carry on.
Problem. Oh, speaking of which, that's another point that always, not just silence, put your phone on sleep, or basic do not disturb mode. You can put your phone on do not disturb mode when you go live, right? So that's another tip. But
is that like airplane mode or something?
Airplane mode will still work because your Wi-Fi is still no. So if you're on an iPhone, if you swipe down upper right hand corner,
I'm not using my iPhone, I'm using my Android. My iPhone is here, but I'm using my Android to go
Gotcha.
live because I prefer the camera on the Android. So
Yeah,
I'm trying
carefully
not
go
to. No,
for it.
okay, I don't want to mess it up. If it calls
Yeah,
again, I'll cut it off. Don't worry,
I know.
because I don't want to lose this video. Let's go. Let's go. Let's keep going. Come on.
Yeah. So licensing.
Yes.
What happens to your live stream if you're using licensed music? Real quick on that. We have seen scenarios both on Instagram as well as on Facebook that they
They
will
take it
mute
off.
your music. They
They
take it
even
off.
take it
You're still
down.
moving, your
Yeah.
video is still on. Yeah, some of them might even take it down. So there's a problem. However, that has not yet happened for Zoom, right? Zoom, Skype, I don't know who's using Skype to teach. It's kind of slow. Who's using Google Hangout to teach dance? Not a lot of people. But Zoom so far, no, people have not, Zoom has not cut the music out or destroy your class just yet. To be honest, if you were to ask me, there's like, back of my head, I'm thinking, damn, if this happens one day, it's a big problem. I really hope it doesn't. Like, I can't even go out. People ask me all the time. I feel like I cannot make a promise on Zoom's behalf to say that will never happen. So it's a really big deal. Now, there are people who are walking thin lines. I do see instructors who are selling their products, their individual songs. So I will say a few things about that because I know people in the music licensing industry, and I've written a really long article, which I'll also post after the session. I've written a really long article on how you navigate music licensing. So long story short, it is by design that for you, for us, normal people to access music license for these songs, they made it incredibly difficult. You all pretty much need, you'll feel like you need an attorney, like a lawyer to help you navigate all of that, right? That's what it feels like. And there are websites and companies that will ask you questions for you to use the music license. For example, Lovette, how many students do you have in your class? How many downloads or how many plays do you anticipate this to be? Things like that, right? And you can pay for a license and you can use it.
Okay, but what if you're selling? What if you want to sell those products? You want to sell it as a product? Will it not be? Will you not be sued even if I pay? Maybe I don't know what it is, how much it is. But if I pay a stipend, will I still not be sued and said, oh, I'm profiting from this, so I'm supposed to share profit or do this or do that, knowing that majority of the content is my teaching, is my class.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not an attorney, and I'm not suggesting everybody to walk the thin lines first and foremost. I have seen instructors certainly under the radar, meaning they're not super popular yet. They're not the Tim Ferriss. They're not the Seth Godin out there, right? They're not so easily catchable in the sense that their product, they don't make their products really hyper visible. There may be people purchasing it kind of under the radar. Now, it is a problem. So, Lovette, I'll send you the article which you can study. It is it is not user friendly, meaning you probably don't find the interface to be easily understandable. But there's a way where you submit the song and you have to submit the singers because they're different cover songs, the same song produced by different people. So you have to go through that process, select the record label, and then say how many, basically how many listens. A lot of these are based on listens and plays. How many plays do you anticipate to be? Now I'm going to play a quick scenario. This is why things get complicated. Well, I, Fei Wu, can purchase the course from Lovette, right? I purchase it once, I pay $100, and then I sit at home, but there's no way for you to know how many times I watched it. Was it, did I not watch it? A lot of people in the US purchase courses they never watch. And then there may be something I watch for the next 10 years. Every day it's sitting on my drive, 10 years. So that's when it gets complicated. How do we get around this? Well, this is not a sponsor video or message. There are DJs. There's one gentleman named DJ Donnie, and I will also include these resources that he has created cover songs, and he's a DJ. So what it means is he basically manipulated the songs, for a lack of a better word. Right. Changed it. And so there's a license that he sells officially to the dance instructors. DJ Donnie is his name. And, so then you look at the songs, you say, what can I do with these songs? Still a little bit tricky because they do sound a lot like the original songs. Now, I do want to encourage people at least to consider this because people ask this question, and I actually spend weeks trying to look for an answer. I want people to consider the possibility of working with independent musicians, and to know that a lot of them have done cover songs, and really in their own voice, not only in their own voices, but with additional instrumentals, like, which means they also produce the songs. There are a lot of companies and smaller production houses will do this. A very talented singer, right? Incredible voice with a band that reproduce the music, right?
Same song.
Same song or different ones. To be honest, like, I personally follow a lot of independent musicians on Spotify, and just want to name a couple of them. Like Tarek, Thayk, Tarek, sorry, R and K, and then there's also people like Scarlet Park. I mean, these, if you look hard enough, if you look under the genre, you look for the music, you're gonna find, not only you can find the music you can use, negotiate so easily, you build a relationship. There's a collaboration.
With artists, independent artists. So it's easy and seamless. There's no back and forth, and there's no company saying, oh no, we need to stream 50 times, and okay. Yeah. Awesome.
Absolutely. Support each other, support one another, at least as a backup. Maybe something new will all of a sudden come up to say, oh, now you can use these, Justin Bieber or whoever. But meanwhile, I always say, have a plan B, right? So to build a business, you need a plan B.
Wow, Faye, thank you. I'm so like, so much value. So yes, so much value. Awesome, thank you so much. And my brother just joined online. I'm super excited. Frank Antes, thank you. That's my younger brother. Looks older than me though.
I love it. And we have musicians here too, so it's wonderful.
And my great friend Ashedu. Okay, so somebody has another question. Can music covers, audio and videos be uploaded and profited from on digital platforms? So, that's Jason, who's the singer. He's in about music.
Yeah, so Jason, let's see. I want to maybe clarify music covers, let's see, be uploaded and profited.
Can music covers, audio and videos be uploaded and profited from on digital platforms?
Yeah, good question. When you use I just want to use a generic name. When you use Jane Doe, so a woman somewhere in Michigan, United States, did an amazing cover song. You've been following her a lot on YouTube. Then that contract and how you want to leverage her music, her voice, is between you and her. So, so that's really interesting. There's, without turning this conversation into like a 10-hour span of some sort of a music licensing breakdown, which is going to be so fascinating. I can't wait. They need to do the music industry needs some serious reinvention, right? It's made everybody's lives incredibly difficult. The very few, the top 1%, incredibly rich. And, with that said, you can reach out to people on SoundCloud, on, I'm not a musician, so I don't even know all the platforms, SoundCloud, YouTube, so many places. You want to get in touch with a musician, right? You want to get in touch. A lot of these independent musicians are not represented by someone, but even if they do, if they are, you can get in touch with specific parties, and you can much more easily negotiate. And, if you have questions about maybe some of the Latino or Latin music that I'm referring to, the musicians I'm referring to, please get in touch with me through DM, direct message on Instagram, or you can just find me on faceworld.com, because I do know a couple, small music production companies, to kind of maybe lead the way. It really depends on the music you're looking for. I'm generalizing to say Zumba dance, it's all Latin music, obviously. It's not the case.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Okay. So guys, actually, like I said, follow Faye. I mean, I started following her first on YouTube. I found her content really incredible, and there are tons of stuff she talks about. And I know that you have something on Skillshare. So quickly talk about that before we go. I know you have a product on Skillshare, where you also help content providers and creators like us also scale up. So please talk about your product on Skillshare. So follow Facebook. Yeah.
Thank you for bringing that up. So about a couple of months ago, I realized that I really don't want everybody to just focus on microphones and your cameras and invest more money. I always urge dance, fitness, and instructors and musicians to stop at some point. When the quality is good enough, it's not everything's under your control. You really need to focus on working on your business. And that's what I'm truly passionate about. Is it the case for everybody who's ever followed me? No. So if you're interested, go to feisworld.com, F-E-I-S. I know I spell my name a little bit differently because it's Chinese. /feisworld.com/livestream. You're going to find my newsletter, the products I recommend, and then you're going to find a course under Skillshare. The good news is if you don't have an account with them, you can sign up for 60 days completely free. After that, you can just cancel it, right? It's only $14 a month, but you know, if the first 60 days are free with the link I sent to you, so you can finish the course, take notes, and you know, cancel the account. I'm sure Skillshare doesn't want to hear that from me, but that's one option. If you're already there, have an account, you watch it for free. And the content there are going to be many more additions to what I've done on YouTube. Very much focused on answering your question. Hey, should you have a website? Should you have an email list? How should you manage the communication with your
We're gonna talk after this day. Like seriously, I need all this. My brain is about to fry. I was talking to my husband yesterday, and I was saying, you know what? I'm tired. I'm tired of trying to do everything myself. And I know right now that a lot of us, we never just thought that we needed a lot of content online. I never thought I needed anything online. I mean, I've done maybe over 1,000 shows, and I don't even have any backstage story because I'm camera shy. I don't have anything to show that I was on that show or on that show or on that show. But I mean, I'm learning now, and I'm learning that, look, the world is different. Everything is changing. You need to change as well. So any final words? I don't think we have any other question. I don't like to use the word final words. It sounds like somebody's about to die. So, so let's talk about advices. What tips do you have? Any last tips that you're giving us on today so that Instagram doesn't throw us out? So talk to me.
Yeah. So if you just arrived here, we're concluding the conversation, but definitely, you know, check out feisworld.com/livestream. That's one page you get to basically experience everything, including some of the videos. I hope you'll follow me on YouTube. I am producing.
Please follow on Instagram, subscribe, follow. Faith got tons. Jason, especially you. Ask her questions. She replies. Email her. That's one thing I like about her. Email. She would reply you. I mean.
Yeah,
just go.
Yeah, I always do my best to be supportive of other people.
You are.
You are. Oh, thank you. You know, follow me on YouTube because right now I do devote most of my time on YouTube content, and you know, my website is more consolidated. I do enjoy my newsletter because that helps me really get in touch with individuals who want to dive deep, want to grow a business. Not everybody want to grow a business online, and that's okay. You know, I know a lot of instructors who have dropped off of my channel, and they're really desperately going back to the gym. You know, if you were to ask me, I'm deeply concerned about people who are going back. But I understand that some of them do need to. But if you subscribe to my newsletter, also on the same page, what will happen is in the upcoming weeks and months, I'm going to create a program, basically a system dedicated to help certain type of dance instructors to fill their classes, dance or fitness instructors to fill their classes, to double, to triple their customers. It requires the dancers to really know what they're doing. They're charismatic. They know they're already doing well, but they want to level up. So they're going to be.
That's what this show is about. Leveling up.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm excited about that. I'll be sending those conversations along. But thank you so much for having me. Yeah.
Oh, Faye, you are just amazing. And I'm sure that we're going to be friends for a long time. I'm going to bug your life for a long time. So get ready for that. But
please get in touch.
I mean, we can exchange value. You talk to me, I talk to you. I mean, this is Nigeria, and I'm sure there are a few people. Somebody already says, sure, I will follow you on YouTube. So definitely you're going to get at least one follower from this conversation. I'm super happy. Thank you so much. And thank you guys. Thank you, Faye. Gotta let you go. I'm super. So you will get the recording in a couple of hours, definitely, and
Awesome.
so you can. I know you. You're gonna chop it up, and then
Yeah.
I'm going to be seeing so much of it on on
Oh,
YouTube and all your
on my
all your
podcast. I have
space.
a podcast as well. Yes.
So
Super
awesome,
exciting.
super excited.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you
share
so
in the
much.
community,
Thank you.
in our dance community. Thank you.
Thank you. Mwah, 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 mwah. God bless you. Hi, bye.
Bye.
All right, guys. Thank you. I hope you guys truly had fun today. Unfortunately, not many people joined today, maybe because Faye is not as popular on YouTube. Oh, no, sorry, on Instagram. She has quite a following on YouTube. But next week, we'll be back on Dancers Let's Talk, or more like I should probably start calling it Creative Let's Talk. Next week, we're going to be talking about talent management. Talent management. And we're going to be bringing one of my very good friends, my old colleague, sort of a boss in some way, Shegun Akiyemiju, who is running a company right now in Nigeria that is doing stuff about talent management and managing a few talents here and there. So please join the conversation. Don't be afraid to ask questions, and hit me up if there are any questions or any you want me to bring on someone to talk about something, or you have a topic, and then I'll find somebody in that area of specialty to come talk to us and educate us. I mean, big deal. We all know that this is a time to scale up. This is a time to level up. So tell your friends, if they missed this, let them get on the recording and check it on IGTV. Thank you so much for joining. I love you guys. God bless you and have a fantastic weekend.